presentation. I don't know if everyone sees my screen.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So wait. Yeah. So we are. This is Yucatan here in Mexico. We are in the south. So we are Fabcity Yucatan. We have a foundation model since 2018. We work as an urban innovation laboratory developing research in these 4 lines: it's circular economy, open data, citizen science, climate action, and resilient cities, and future learning. We are also part of different networks like the Global Covenant of Mayors here in LATAM, in Latin America. Also Climate Heritage Network that promotes also the climate action, but into the culture vision. And also another network is Chucunet that it focuses on future learning in modern and contemporary art. So we are here in the state of Yucatan, but also we work together with other states in Mexico, like Morelia, like Colima, Guanajuato, etc. So getting into the topic of the day, the whole name of the project was adaptation of technological tools as a strategy to raise awareness and promote climate action participatory processes in cities. So these projects were developed together with the German Cooperation for Sustainable Development that is have an agency here in Mexico, and they put the fund for we can develop these tools during 6-8 months of the past year, finishing this year for launching 3 participatory tools. So more or less, we were together working with the City Council of Mérida and also with the City Council of Morelia in center of Mexico. So this project was very interesting because we were like specialized agents for doing all the programming, the UX design, and also an innovating methodology for activate these technological tools. So we didn't want to just develop technological tools and send them into the internet, but to work together with the citizenship and also with the city council for they can activate and the citizen could use these apps properly. So one of the main goals of the project was to support and potentialize the digitization process for participatory climate action. So there were these 3 open source tools. One is focused on public transportation. One is for urban forests, all trees in the city. And the third one is a climate action platform for the city. So these 3 tools, I will show you how we develop, what is the main objectives, and what are the main components of each one. So I will start with Árbol Meet, that is the one for the urban forest. I will show you lately. This is the link where are all the documentation of each tool. Right now, there are only in Spanish available, but I will show you then which one you can just right now, if you want to start the conversation with your city council or other actors in your city for developing the tools, is just contact me or go directly to the web page, and you can see all the documentation, the code, the design, and later, if you want to have a small talk with me, also I'm available to show you all the stuff. So the first one is Audible Meet. That it's an app, a mobile app that could facilitate the urban tree management processes in the city through citizen participation, and also have some of educational and recreational activities. So it has a very large a bunch of image of all the trees or the regional native trees of the city. So this app is very specialized of each city because of the different kind of trees that they have in the city. So for this one, it was a very nice work that we have with the city council, because they have already a bunch of all these image in their database of the more of the trees in Mérida. So these are the three main components of the application. One is the tree catalog that you can see in the trees. For example, you go to a park and you see a tree, and you can start to recognize the tree through this tree catalog. So the tree catalog have the different kind of leaf, the different kind of what can I say, in Spanish is tronco, the main part of the tree, and also which color are the flower of the tree, for example. So with these 3-4 different components, you can start to recognize the tree around you and start to having this educational process through the tree. The next one is the playful content. We have this section where you can play as have some kind of medals or levels, where you can start to identify the trees around you, around your house, around the park of your house, or in other parts of your city. So you can upload the tree and start to know the scientific name or the local name also of the tree. For example, here in Mérida, well, they have the local name is in Maya, native language, and also you can find it in the scientific name. So also come with a bunch of image of the tree, as you can see. And the other component is a georeference tree map. So afterwards, you start to identify the trees and have a more common sense of the kind of the trees around you. You can start to upload the georeference localization of each tree. So you can start to have the name, the scientific name, and the link to the library of the consultation of the different trees based on the localization. So this is the 4 data collected in the app. One is we need the city trees database. This is like very specific for each tree. It works with the Google Maps API. They have an image server. In this specific topic, we use a bunch of image from the city council and also another database of image from the Semarnat, that is the government office for nature. And the 4th one is to start to register trees based on citizen participation. So the first success story is here in the city of Mérida. And we launched together with the city council the app. It was a small event where the mayor launch the app and start to invite the citizens to use it, and also to start to learn about the trees in the city through this app. So for these tools, we have these three things. One is the presentation of all the app, how to use it, which is the objective of the app, etc. One is the technical documentation, all the code, or on all the process where you can replicate the app in your city, like the Google API, and start to have all the code put it in the database. By now, it's only available in the city of Mérida in Android version, but afterwards we launched the Android version with the city council. They start right now to work into the iOS version for other mobile. So the next one is Movidata, as we call it. Movidata is a tool for collective mapping of public transportation routes. It collects quantitative and qualitative data of the trip, like the size of the trip, how long, how far, and all the stops that do the bus in all the routes, and have these three main functions. Mapping trips in public transport, access to interesting content on sustainable mobility projects of the city, and all the actors of the city that works with sustainable mobility. And the third one is a platform for visualization and download of the routes that it had been uploaded before. This is a web page where you can, I will show it afterwards, but you can see all the trips that have been uploaded through the Movidata app, and you can download for your own purpose. For example, for a university project, or for the transportation office of the city council, etc. So this one have these three components. One is the mobile app that you can download. Right now, it's only available in Android. And actually, this app is replicated because the first version was only with collecting quantitative data, but we do an upgrade to put the qualitative data also, where you can like we put and afterwards you map all the routes. It shows you like a kind of Uber survey, when you can put if you feel comfortable in the bus, if there's any other problems through the route. For example, if the chair is broke, if you feel secure inside the bus, etc. The next one is the one that I told you, the web viewer. That is a platform when you can visualize all the routes in the people that is using Movidata use, and you can download also. And the third one, we developed an open guide for mapping. This one was developed because of the COVID-19 situation, because we want to activate this app with the citizen and the Office of Transportation, but without the traditional workshop. So we start to develop one mirror board for each phase of the methodology. And afterwards, each phase of the methodology show you, for example, how to use the mobile app, how to map in your city, also having the collective mapping, etc. So the data collected in this one is time and distance, like show you the georeference route and the time and the distance of each trip that you have. Non-signpost stops. For example, one of the main problems on the cities of Mexico is that the bus stops wherever they want and not in the signpost stops that make the traffic go slower or make some accidents. The third one is conflict points. You can map also conflict points during the trip. For example, holes in the street, road accident, traffic, or other ones. And the fourth is travel experience. That is this kind of survey that collects your data referring to the accessibility, safety, quality of the operator, service, environment, comfort, and driving. So I will show you the success story that is in Morelia. That is the other city that we've been working. And with Morelia, we have a bunch of workshops to transfer all the knowledge and the technology to the transport office in that city. They start to have this app in their database, and we share it with them, all the mirror boards, to have this kind of the hybrid process with the citizens to start to use the app and also to gather information from the public transportation users of the city. So for this one, we have these 4 available content. That is the open guide for collaborative mapping. Right now it's only in Spanish available. The web platform to visualize all the trips, the technical documentation, all the code and the UX design. And it's only available right now in Android version. Arbol Meet is only available for a specific city, in this case only Mérida, and right now León, Guanajuato is developing her own, but Movidata could be used in any place because it's not just specific for the city of Morelia or Mérida, but we have the project and we have the database access in terms of the Fabcity Yucatán for starting to gather information and just sharing the app for something to use and have the data. So the third one is citizen platform for climate action. This was also a very interesting tool because it gathered a lot of information that is distribute and also had these isolated strategies for climate action in the city. So this platform, the main goal is to gather information, for example, projects, also on carbon footprint inventory of the city, and also start to mapping the different projects in terms of the SDG lines of the UN for climate action. So at the end, all this data that is uploaded can be replicated into the climate action plans of each city and the indicators of each city that they need. So this is the kind of personalization that we need into this tool, because each city has different indicators in terms of climate action. For example, water, urban forest, air quality, etc. So the main components of this tool is the map that georeference the projects in the city. This kind of projects could be from a university, from a civil association, from a government, from, I don't know, from a park, from a school, it could be anyone that could upload that project and could identify which sectors of climate action are attacking. The second one is greenhouse inventory information. Is like a library of the inventories of the greenhouse gases of the country and the city, where you can see how to do this inventory of greenhouse houses for your greenhouse gases of your city. And the third one component is a repository of climate action projects. For example, could be projects from the city itself, or could be projects from another part of the country, another part of the world, that can be useful for the citizen and also the city to enhance the climate action. So the data collected in this one is a form of city climate dashboard, where you can see all the strategies and SDGs that are attacking with this kind of project. Carbon footprint calculator, where you can put your data for seeing how much is your carbon footprint in your activities daily. Other one is climate change action, where you can see the mitigation measures and the adaptation made by the companies and citizens and organizations of your city. And the fourth one is how much of that strategies and projects attach which of the pertinent SDGs objectives. So the success story is the first platform that we developed is from Merida, where you can see these private companies that already have their projects and strategies for energy efficient and saving water, etc. So they show them to the society and the citizens through this platform what they are doing in terms of climate action. For this tool, we have these four things: presentation. We have these online testimonials where you can see how the private companies or universities are working in climate action. The technical documentation, that is the whole code and everything about the web page, platform, where you can just changing the names, the photos, and having the personalization that you need for having this platform for your city. And well, the web template for the climate action platform. So right now, I want to read if you have some questions or you want to ask something. I have a bunch of content, and I want to show you the tools that we use for doing this one. I don't know if someone have questions. I don't know if I talk so fast or something like that.
No, I think the presentation was amazing. The thing is, I know already the content as we talked about it in the past, right? So
yeah.
So I think I would like to invite the participants, so then they can basically ask you the questions. I think somebody just turned the microphone.
Hi, Oscar. May I ask you, from the platform, do you have the data? How many of the users did you attract them, or how many organizations did you, partnership with them until now?
For the third tool you asked for the climate action platform, let me see. I just want to, yeah. So this is the climate action platform, citizen platform. By now, I think that, let's see the map. We have this around, I don't know, sorry, it's a bit slow. Yeah, can you see it, the map? So I think by now there are 20, more or less, 20 projects upload. This platform have only 5-6 months that it's already online. As you can see, we have, for example, this one that it's, we call it Punto Verde, that it's a green point where you can put your garbage for recycling, and also electronics, these things. For example, this one, it's from the city council, and you can see there's a little bit of the description of the project, the name of the project, and who are who promote this project. In this case, it's the Ayuntamiento de Mérida, that is the city council, the Sustainable Development Unity, and which is the contact of the project, and which SDG are attacking. For example, these four are these goals are well reached by this project. For example, the Alliance, climate action, responsible consumption and production, and sustainable cities and communities. We can see another one that you can see, for example, this one that looks for energy. These are also for the city council. Let's find one that is, for example, for, yeah, this is, how can I say, a gas station that promotes, in this case, the project was to plant trees. They plant 700 trees in a specific area in the city. As you can see, here are the name of the company and also the data. No? And here are the three main SDGs that are attacked, or goals that are reached by this project. Okay. I don't know if you want to navigate all the platform, or I just answer your question.
I think it's great now, because I see what the same idea like me. Castro also asked how many citizens, or how citizens join to any of the project in here. And for me, how many citizens or how many people had involved in using from the Android app, or for the, because you have a different side of it. So do you have the data track since the time people start to register it?
I'm sorry, for which tool you are asking?
I mean, it's the same data for all, for all the tools you say, for the number of the user, and which tool is the most engagement from the people who
Okay.
using that tool.
Okay, yeah. So I already show you, like the utopian case where everything is working, but I don't know if I'm asking you answer your question, but for example, this one that is Arbol Meet, the one for the trees, is right now the more engaging tool, because they have these ludic activities into the app. And also, I don't know, but in Mérida was very likable to have this kind of tools in the cell phone. For example, I think that this one, look, it has more than 1,000 downloads. But for example, in this case, this one, Movidata, the one for the public transportation, is as I can say, a little bit slow to activate from the citizens, because in this case we didn't work together like very strong link with the city council, and also the thing for the COVID-19 situation, we cannot, well, we encourage to not having, you know, like, well, in case if you need to use the public transportation, because I don't know, in my city it's very like dangerous using right now the public transportation of terms of the COVID-19, but some people they are using. So this application is not so used right now. I don't know if I explain myself, but I will
Yeah,
show
I
you that.
understand. Yeah, got it.
So by now are just used by the transportation office for doing their projects, you know, for gathering data for their projects. It's not used by now for the citizens.
So I think we have
Hello.
another question. Ah, okay, great.
Yes, I have a question. Let me turn on the camera. Okay. Well, sorry, wait a second.
Hi.
Okay, hello. I have a question. And first of all, nice to meet you. I'm from Mexico too. I'm happy
Hola.
that. Hello. Hola, hola. So my question is how citizens can join any project. I know this is it's not active. Platform or application is not active now, but in the future, how can citizen can join any project? And in the other side, by the other side, if I have any project, how can I register? For example, for the Merida city website.
Okay. I will say like this. For example, the one for the trees have to be a city council that embrace it. For example, for putting the database and putting the image. It can be also done by citizens, but it will be harder to do it. But in this case, Movidata, that is the one for public transportation, is already online. You can do it. You can share it if you want for starting to gather data. But this data, it will go to our database for Fabcity Yucatán database. Is not example for Arbol Meet, that the data goes to the city council database. I don't know if I explain myself. Also, this one, the platform for climate action, all the information in this case go to the city council of Merida. The information, the projects where you can, for example, in this section, you can upload the name of your project, the description, the photos, the map, where it's in the map, no? But just the one that is the more open, as I can say, is Movidata. Right now, if you go to the Google Play Store, you can put Movidata, you can download, and you can start to use the data in the server, because is the information is in our server, is not the server in the city council. Okay. But in the case of Morelia, we develop personalization all these maps for their city council. So if you map in the Movidata Morelia, the information will go to the Morelia database. But if you map in the Movi data, I don't know, open Movi data or general Movi data, it will go to our server that we use for open source data, for example. But if you can see right now, I don't know, not so much use. This is all testing, as you can see. But I don't know, the app is already available and online and useful. So if you can see, this is the trip that it takes 0 minutes and 0 kilometers, but it was a test for seeing the markers. For example, this was a sign stop. This is a non-sign stop. And this is, for example, traffic, in which part of the route. And you have the option to download as a TXT that you can use in Excel or another database. Another thing that it was so useful in this web platform that you can see another one, for example, this one, and you can see the both. Look, a cat. You can see 2 or 3 at the same time, and you can download the 3 of it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I don't know if you have another question, Osvaldo.
No, I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm seeing it's you how citizen can join to any project. Yeah. Well, in as a resume, in the case of Arbol Meet, it's just the app for trees to Mérida. But by now, it's León, Guanajuato that is developing their own, for example, Arbol León. And it has to be like embraced by the city council. But Movi Data is just open for anyone that you can use it and download into their cell phone. And the citizen platform, it has to be also embraced by another city council to use it. I have also another thing that I want to show you, that is how we develop the hybrid process in the public transportation mapping. So this is the template of the meter board that we used. For example, here we have 2 sessions. This is the first one, and this is the second one. As you can see, in this case, we do it this exercise with the City Council of Mérida, found by the German Agency of Cooperation. So this is the session. Here we have the register of the participants, the objective of the project, who wants to join us, in which time of the day, and the methodology of the project. And the second activity in this phase was the introduction of the map, route map, to show them the analysis and the visualization data that we have. Here we have also starting to put in the table the study cases of the city that we can map. We've chosen this route that is in the east of the city, and here we have this 20 routes of public transportation that we can map. All the stops, all the stations, and the bahías, I don't know. It's a part of the street where you can just like park and then go inside the route again. And here we use also, I don't know if it's available already, but we use this Miro board to having the online session together with the citizens and the officers. Okay. And the other one that I want to show you, if you have any more questions, finally, is the Figma tool that we used for the tree app. This, as you can see, there's a lot of work done here because of the bunch of the photos that we need to identify the tree. For example, the size, the type of the tree, the type of the leaf, the type of the fruit, the type of the flower also. So here are the sections. As you can see, we have the section for identify, how you identify a tree. It says they have 6 parts of principal parts of trees that help us identify. The leaf, the flowers, the fruits. I don't know how to say tronco in English. The texture of the tronco, if it have pointing parts, if it is flat, etc., and also how it's look the tree, and also how you see the tree through the seasons of the year, when it rains, when it's dry, etc. So when you start to identify the trees, afterwards you can start to, the part of learning and to identify the trees around you. For example, this is for the Flor de Mayo. And start to show you an image of the Flor de Mayo, how is the leaves, how it looks, the flowers, etc. Yeah, it's a Figma. Okay, as you see, I'm just searching for sorry, it's a bit slow, the computer. Okay, so this part also is interesting because it's like a kind of info. It gives you information for the green infrastructure of the city, in this case, Mérida, the ecosystem services of the urban forest for us. For example, the water thing, the part of the dry soil, the rain, the cultural part of the trees, that is, for example, spiritual values, mental health, etc. Okay. And just for the record, in this part, Mérida have an ecologic part that is restrained. I don't know how to say, but in this case, this part of the city, it have a very strong laws and rules for using the ground. So it show you how to the importance of this part of the city, the biodiversity of this part, which species live there, the fruits, and the benefits of this zone of the city. So at the end, all these content and information is just the screens of the the mobile app that is already online. So this is open source as the other two tools that I've showed you. So yeah, I don't know if anyone have another question. By now, all the tools are only available in English, but we are in process to have it in Spanish. We are now working into the English part, but by now I don't know if you have any problems to just put the Google Translator and use each one, because the tools are very interesting and already all the code and everything is open source to use it. Okay, so if anyone wants to reach me, this is my whole name, and I put it my mail in the chat for further questions. If you want to meet for a specific topic. My name is Oscar Diaz, and my mail is oscar.fabcityucatan. Okay. So if anyone have more questions or anything, we're just done for today. Thank
sorry,
you for.
I just joined in late.
Yeah.
I just joined in late, so but like I just wanted to know, like so like you are basically talking about the framework of the tools, right? Like using Figma, or like was it like you were showing like how you use the framework, build a framework on Figma? Was it the main point? So if you just have to give me a brief summary of like what happened in the meeting.
You mean for the UX design for we use Figma? Yeah, we use just for the UX design the Figma tool, and then we pass it to the programmer. So the programmer have it. Also, Figma have this kind of translating the design into the code.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that is.
I didn't get the framework actually. Like that's why like I might be a bit confused.
Yeah, you can have the CSS or the XML. I think that is the name of the code for Android. So you can replicate the page. I will share that.
I've just recently started using Figma, like couple of like 2-3 weeks back, just for like the designing purpose of it. But I don't know yet the possibilities of what I can do with it.
Well, Figma is very nice actually. I'm an architect, but I really love coding and everything. So I attach here the link of the documentation. There are the bunch of information for technical things, like which database we use, how to put the API, and etc. But Figma help us actually in the Movidata app, that is public transportation, and also this one for the trees. So it's very nice because also you can prototype them. There, all the screens and the buttons and everything, just for clicking them and show the client how is it going, no? Instead of like working double for changing something in the design and afterwards changing in the code. So then we only use in the first stage just Figma, put it all the dynamic, everything, the buttons, the image, the logos, the colors, etc. And then afterwards we use it as the code for the design. You are mute.
So basically, like from Figma, like once you have made the design, you can just export it to your code, and like it will adapt to it, right? You don't have to recode the whole design again, right?
Yeah, it depends also with which is the flow of the programmer, because we already work with two kinds for as I say. One is they only use all the screens as PNG format and start to program into that. And the other one export the whole code for use it here, as you can see. Well, I don't know if you can see my screen, but in this part, yeah, you have the design, the prototype, that is the workflow of each button.
Okay.
As you can see, it's very complicated. And if you put inspect, you can choose in which code you want it. For example, CSS, well, it's web page, and also the iOS and the Android.
That's
okay.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome. So
yeah, thank you so much, Oscar. And Kumar, thanks for you a lot of questions because I learned a lot of things quite very interesting. Maybe this project could be launched in the future in any of the city in Vietnam. But because I just get familiar with, you know, the way of localization and the fund call for the funding to prove us this will be very benefit from, you know, the ecosystem and biology, any of the tourism city. And I believe it will be valuable from the education and to mapping with, you know, maybe the sourcing for natural sourcing around us and for the people to understand about it.
Yeah, actually, it's very nice because, for example, Arbol Meet, the one for the trees, it's an application that could gather, you know, like specialized persons like biologists or people from the natural science, and also the systems, and also, for example, architects or urbanists that want to enjoy and join the terms of the trees into the urban planning, etc. So also the part of educational part and ludic section is very nice, actually. So I don't know, you have my contact if you want to speak more. We are so open, and we were just proud and enjoy that you could replicate these tools in your cities.
Yeah, because I'm a coordinator in Fab Lab Saigon, but it's based in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. And so, well, we're still like you guys in the middle of the COVID-19 process. Just try to have a look around for the idea and see how to survive with the Fab Lab and try to continue to create the impact, because we also have several projects relating to the local material, some kind of material science for circular economy project, and to use from the local, you know, like ceramic or like, you know, a paper using how people use it for traditional way of method to making it. And I need something with creation with space. But I think this maybe this is quite different side, but it's very, very interesting to learn or to encourage more, you know, to exploring the idea in this one city.
Yeah, well, it's great to have you here. And actually, for you to know, all these projects we developed just in home office full time. So that's why, for example, in the one of the trees, the georeferencing map, it's not available right now because the people is kind of not allowed to go outside, for example, no? The only one that could identify trees is in their way, for example, for buying food or water, etc. So the essential, the principal activities of the life is that one that they start to identify trees around them.
I used to download one of open app. I forgot the name, but it also made it use a Google platform to identify and naming from the tree and the plant. And it's similar, but it can seem a huge of space, you know, in my mobile phone. And sometimes I have to, you know, remove it because it's very interesting, but it consumes a lot of data when you take picture and someone who check you know, to duplicate someone to revise if it were, you know, the right of the plan or something is may be useful. And how you know, I wonder how long for you guys to develop for this app, and you know, the server or something, the maintenance system for each, and how do you estimate it, how, you know, how long it took over, or how much of the space will be consuming, you know, because the more the accumulated of the data if we want to update it.
Yeah. We developed these 3 tools in 6-8 months. It was a very challenging work, but it was the main project that we had in that time, in the first peak of the pandemic. Okay, so for the maintenance, you know, for clean all the data and etc. In the tree and the climate action tool, we just developed the whole thing and deliver to the city council. So they are responsible for maintenance and cleaning and all the database. Okay, but the one for public transportation is the one that it keeps all the information in our server. Okay, so the only one that we are responsible to clean, to have maintenance, to do updates to the app and the web visualizer is that one. So by now, we think that once a year we can do just the comment, see how it's working for the people. But right now we are just you know, to having the dissemination of the project for the people to start to use it and start to gather data. That is the more important part. Okay.
Yeah, that's very great. I understand, because everything it takes time, and we need people when they go outside first and try to attract them to use after the, you know, of the food and the another problem, they need to satisfy them first.
Yeah. That's why it's like, for example, Pokemon Go. We need the people to go outside to find Pokemon. That's the same thing. We need the people outside to find trees, to find public transportation routes, etc. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice. So I think we out of time, and we have to move to next room.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah, it's very great to hear about your current projects. Yeah, I will contact you through LinkedIn maybe in the future. Yeah.
Of course. No problem. Well, thanks, and I think we are done for today.
Thank you so much for sharing.
No, you're welcome. See you then. Ciao.